Thank you. Shri Suresh Prabhuji.
Sir, the cantonment bill which is under discussion before the House is a comprehensive legislation dealing with various cantonment properties, cantonment areas that are situated in different parts of the country. So whenever one moves away from civilian area into the cantonment areas, they are always startled by the difference that we notice. We seem that we are entering a different country. The entire environment in that area is so unique that it only reminds us of the areas bygone, and sometimes we wonder why the same country there should be some islands like this which exist, and other areas are unfortunately infested with all types of problems that are associated with civil and civic life. And therefore, while it is important that we must democratize all the institutions in the country, it's about the time we also must think and introspect to find out, has democratization and the forces of democracy which are unleashed all over the country, have they been able to attain what was really aimed to better the public life, the lives of the common man, whether the quality of air has improved, whether the general quality of water has improved, whether the ambient air quality has improved, whether the common man's lot has improved. And when you go there, you see a totally different change. And therefore, I would really like to support the bill, at the same time wonder, we must really, this august House, we represent all the 1.1 billion people of the country, to really introspect what has gone wrong. Because yesterday, day before yesterday, we celebrated India's Independence Day, and we must really wonder whether in these last 60 years, we have been able to attain what we really started attempting to attain. And therefore, while cantonment bill needs support, we all cannot, nobody can say, because we are all sitting here are the product of democracy. We are elected by the people. This is a house of people, and therefore democratic forces have to be supported. While doing that, I have appealed to the Honorable Minister to also deliberate on this issue while making sure that the bill is passed. Sir, in areas like cantonment area, as I said, there are different islands. So therefore there are some unique structures in those areas. There are structures which are so different that probably after some time, if we demolish those structures, the entire humanity will lose something. It is not just Indian culture that is depicted there. It is actually speaking the culture of the entire humanity which lived in this planet for so many years. That culture should not be destroyed. And therefore, democratic forces should not say, because democracy will ultimately be rule of the numbers. If more number of people would say that let us demolish the structure and construct something else, I think we should not be able to do that, and therefore we must have enough safeguards in this bill to make sure that such structures and such monuments and such archaeological structures are properly preserved, maintained and kept intact for the years to come. Sir, the other issue, I think I was just glancing through the bill, I must confess I have not read it properly. I was just going through and found out that there is a provision which says that illegal structures will not be allowed to come. Sir, we are right now grappling with an issue in the national capital of India, wherein the Supreme Court has said that illegal structures should not be allowed to stand. I think while we are coming out with such a comprehensive legislation, I would appeal to the Honorable Minister that please do census of all the structures in that area, identify any illegal activity that is going on right now, and make sure that when we hand over these structures to be managed to the local bodies, they will not be able to tamper with it and say that this was existing even before 50 years. Because as we have seen now, some of the structures cannot be demolished, because in India you can produce any evidence to say that this was existing even before 100 years. So therefore we should try to make sure that such census is carried out and all legal activities should be demolished at once. If you don't do that, probably after some time we'll see so much of mushrooming of activity that will come up, and when we'll hand over this control of these bodies to the local self-governments, they must have this inventory made in the form of a register which should be verified by a senior army officer who must say that there is no illegal structure which has come up in this area. Sir, my colleague Mrs. Maneka Gandhi has moved an amendment which I would start to support. Because this amendment, in fact, is actually in the spirit of the law that you have tried to introduce. It only elaborates further what really needs to be done. For example, in this section clause 240, which in fact talks about making sure that the structures are properly maintained, but if you can actually make sure that this particular amendment is already as proposed by her is put in place, this will ensure that we'll be able to take it forward. So other thing that I would like to mention, because we have already a new forest policy which has been, the report has been submitted to the government by the former Chief Justice of India, Mr. Krupal, and it says that we must have 33% of the land area to be covered by the forest, which also says that we need urban forest. If there are many cities in the country, in the world, where there are a lot of urban forests there. In fact, Hyderabad has also created a new forest in the last few years' time. So each of these cantonment area, I would request the Honorable Minister to earmark at least 1/3 of the land for forest and for green areas, so that that area will remain intact for all times and will serve as a lung, not only for the cantonment areas, but also for the adjoining municipalities and adjoining areas where the people are residing. So I would request the Minister to please take note of this. Another point, if I would like to put it for the consideration, that we are already now again thinking of having a potable drinking water quality. We are thinking of setting up standards. This House itself had deliberated the issue, and we said that potable drinking water quality standards should be specified. We are not able to do that all over the country for a simple reason: it's a mammoth task. Because we never had standards, and to introduce standards and start away using it all over the country is becoming difficult. So I will request the Honorable Minister that please think about introducing such potable quality water standards, at least for the citizens living in the cantonment area. Then again, what will happen if this forest, the water, illegal structures, as well as these monuments are preserved in that area? As I said, this island that would be there become an ideal island, and maybe the rest of the country will look up to that island and would say that maybe we should also follow these standards, and this island then will become a part of the mainland, and India will become a much better place to live in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.